What a day for a daydreaming boy. That was a hell of a fantasy hockey season. I'm getting to this a little late. Just going to go over brief recap of of my first fantasy hockey season. Um, Again, today is June 13th. Tampa Bay and Colorado are in the Stanley Cup Finals now. Tampa Bay just beat the Rangers 4-2, and obviously Avalanche just swept their series. So they're playing, I believe it's Wednesday, is the first game of the finals, which I think is kind of interesting how basketball is going to finish before hockey, but it is what it is. So just wanted to go over a recap. Won the league by 313 points, but I got super lucky because most of the guys didn't even play. It was just a public league, so most people didn't play. Um, and I don't know if there was a single trade that happened. Some people picked up some people off the free agent, the waiver wire, but that's pretty much how I got half my team. So just going to go over a few things. This isn't going to be a 30-minute long video, but I did want to point out there's some guys, some younger players out there that definitely going to keep an eye on. First off, I got Noah Dobson was a beast this year. So he played 80 games, 13 goals, 38 assists on the Islanders on defense, 51 points, 154 blocks, 78 hits, I believe, 190 shots on goal. So he averaged 2.2 fantasy points a game, 178.8 total. To give you an idea, he actually had more total points than Patrick Kane. He did play 2 more games than Patrick Kane, but think about that. So Noah Dobson total had more fantasy points than Patrick Kane, and Patrick Kane had 92 points on the season. 78 games played, 26 goals, 66 assists for 176.3 total. Noah Dobson, I just ran off the numbers, 178.8. So he beat Patrick Kane in points, just to give you an idea. Jordan Kyrou is another guy that you got to keep an eye on, I think, or at least I'm going to keep an eye on. 27 goals, 48 assists, 75 points in 74 games. He had a hell of a year. He was an all-star. I believe he was an all-star. Just going down the list. Patrick Kane had really, I don't want to say an unbelievable year because it is Patrick Kane, but I thought he had a pretty solid year, especially for Chicago, who obviously wasn't that good. That was a bit of a disappointing season. Alex Ovechkin, obviously, 50 goals, 40 assists. The guy is a stud, 2.8 fantasy points on average, 216 total. But guys like Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt, boy, Jack Hughes, 56 points in 49 games. I know he was injured for a lot of the season, obviously. That's why he only had 49 games. But, man, that guy is an up-and-coming guy. I mean, first pick in the draft, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago. And I just didn't think he was ever a super popular pickup for anybody's fantasy team. He was, I think at most maybe 50 or 60% rostered. And here's a guy that's averaging 2.3 fantasy points a game, which is on par with Patrick Kane and some of the best players out there. So, I don't know why he didn't get more love. Jesper Bratt's another one for New Jersey. New Jersey, as far as, the potential of that team, I think they got really good potential. So Jesper Bratt, 26 goals, 47 assists for 75 points in 76 games, 145 total. There's some guys in New Jersey that really get you excited to watch that team. And let's see, I'm just looking over some stuff. And I know some of the guys like I had Steven Stamkos. Man, he had a hell of a year, 214 points total. In his last, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in his last, he had points in his last 9 games. In his last 5, he had 5, 6, 7, 8 goals and 8 assists in his last 5 games. Okay. I mean, numbers 7.4, 3.3, 7.2, 7.4, and 6. And then if I go down the list even farther, it's 6.14, 4.2, and 2.4. So, he was just a stud all year. So yeah, did pretty good. Like I said, got super lucky. Got Troy Terry off the waiver wire. Had Nazem Kadri off the waiver wire. Obviously, he was an all-star this year as well. Um, you know, we'll see what happens with him moving forward. I believe he's a free agent this summer, so I'm curious if the Avalanche are going to be able to keep him. They got a few other players that are free agents as well. Really looking forward to Tampa Bay, Colorado Stanley Cup Finals. Super pumped about that. I'd like to see Tampa Bay win just because I'd like to see any team win 3 straight Stanley Cups. Obviously, it hasn't happened in forever. Even getting the 3 straight Stanley Cups, I think they've won their last 11 series in a row, I think it is. So just seeing that's just pretty remarkable. So I just want to, I'm not a Tampa Bay fan or anything like that. But just to see a team win 3 straight, or at least go to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals, I think is kind of cool. So yeah, so there's a bit of a brief recap. One of my favorite players, Mario Ferraro, had 151 blocks in 63 games this season. Let's see. Braden McNabb actually beat him with 179, but he played 6 more games as well. So yeah, a lot of younger players. Matt Boldy's another one, 39 points in 47 games played. Quinn Hughes only had 8 goals, but he had 60 assists for 68 points in 76 games. So a lot of up and coming players. It was a lot of fun to play, learning the different players, watching quite a bit of hockey for the last year, getting back into it. So it was a lot of fun. Anyways, I think that about wraps up the video. Just wanted to do a quick recap. And yeah, so thanks for checking out the channel, checking out the videos, and looking forward to, again, the Stanley Cup Finals, the off season, and then season 2. So thanks again for checking it out, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.